Are you tired of mediocre haircuts and lackluster service? Look no further. Get ready to redefine your grooming game with the ultimate experience at NoGrease Barbershop, conveniently located at Northlake Mall and Charlotte Premium Outlets. It's not just about a haircut, it's about the experience. NoGrease Premium in Northlake sets a new standard for luxury with a full-service bar selection. Elevate your grooming experience even further with their signature drinks served during your service or while you wait. Whether you're looking for a classic fade, a timeless gentleman cut, or a bold modern style, NoGrease Premium in Northlake got you covered with their design and color specialists. Let's not forget about the importance of routine self-care for men. Their partnership with Alpha Male Nail Care, exclusively at NoGrease Premium, offers manicures and pedicures as a part of your routine grooming. Visit NoGrease Barbershop at Charlotte Premium Outlets or Northlake Mall today, and make sure you tell them that the Black Dads Club sent you.
EOGs.
Yeah, he ready?
Yeah, he had them today. So we try to make sure he had a good night's sleep.
There you go. I used to always laugh at my mom like, dang, you making sure I really go to bed, making sure I actually get fed. You know what I'm saying? And I used to love this time. Do they still do field day in school?
Hell yeah. Man, them kids, yeah, they get like 2 a year.
Dang.
Yeah, they get like 2 a year, man. They had field day. I was out to field day. I almost forgot. That was actually good teamwork between me and my son's mother, because she was like, hey, she was like, are you going out there today at 10:30?
Yeah.
And then it was like 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
And I was like, it does. I was like, oh crap. I was like, it doesn't start at 9 o'clock. It's actually 8:30. She was like, oh crap. So she had the date right. I had the time right. Working together, we both got out there late. But
hand claps to Mike's family.
Yeah, we made it do what it did.
Hey man, we need more of that, but we're gonna talk about that later. When I'm kicking some people back in. Some people I know. Some people that have given me a 5-star review. But we get to it. Hold on, let's start the pot off this way.
Shit, no more. I happened the other day. I said,
hold on.
Don't be taking niggas' drawers off when they laying down in the bed.
Whoa.
Let me take my drawers off.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay.
I don't like that. I feel violated when I'm laying down like this. You know what I'm saying? You pulling my drawers off. I gotta lift up like this.
Yeah, kind of suspect.
Now I like when I grab a woman drawer, they lift up. You got me pulling my drawers off. Don't pull my motherfucking drawers off. Let me take them off. Don't do that shit no more. I happened the other day. I said, damn. Did she take? So you gotta think about I gotta lift up. Then you pull.
I never thought about the lift up part.
Yeah, how else you get your drawers off?
That is true. You know, dude, by the time the blood done rush down there, I'm not really considering
taking
how it looks at the moment. Like,
Mike, you too old to be fucking through drawers.
No, I'm not. Well, no, keep on living, because when you get old, sometimes efficiency is the way. So, look, I do want to take my underwear off. Most of the time, I'm going to pull them off. I mean, hell, I still got to lift up anyway. But sometimes I do like the initiative of the woman to go ahead and be the one to be like, hey, let me take those off. Because I like when, like, if I'm standing up and she takes them off, I love that, right?
True. Because
I don't have to lift up. He has a valid point about the lift up. I have not considered the lift up. But when a woman's initiating sex, because most of the time, like, you know, when your girl's initiating sex, we turn into like an open and horny pod. We're going to have to find some new topics.
Once we get popping and people start pointing it out, it's cool. But I know a lot of y'all freaks because y'all don't say nothing in the comments.
Yeah, they don't say anything.
They just, yeah, bro, we staying with you. All right.
But it's like, you know how most time your girl kind of initiate, you know, she put on something nice, right? Something accessible. She pushes. Or nothing, pushes her butt up next to you.
Oh yeah, that's no matter what she wearing, that happens.
Yeah. And then and then like the legs got that little V, and then you sort of like, I think she want me to,
Let me go hug her.
I can't assume. So it's like I got to start up rubbing her back, and then I got to go down and grab the cheek, and then I got to wait for the response for the cheek. Right? Is the V gonna open wider? Yeah, or the V closing up? Right?
Look, man, I don't like aggressive women. When I was in college, I had a shorty come over. Well, I went over to her dorm, and as soon as we got done doing whatever, she was like, yo, you can go. And I felt so dirty.
That does throw you off the first time it happens.
Yeah, well, the crazy part is we had been messing around, and then she just threw that on me. She was like, yo, you can go. You can get up and leave. Yeah. Like, I'm talking about as soon as everything was done. I was like, yo, don't treat me like this. And she was like, nah, this is what you came here to do. You're done. Go.
I like a little aggression. I'm not going, because typically it's me, and then, I'm like, man, am I doing too much? Like, nah, if she want to pull my underwear off, I mean, look, by that time, I'm not really considering what it looks like.
Yeah, bruh. I remember, shout out to my wife, man. One time
I'm not trying to be cool during sex.
Nah, my wife was like, come on in here, get in here now. And I was just like, yo, bro, don't do that to me. I think I even said, yo, bro, don't do that to me. Like, I was like, yo, don't talk to me like no nigga. I was like, yo, we can't do this. Like, talk to me like you want it.
Yeah. Tell me to come get it. If you want to pull my underwear off, I'm with it. I'm not, like I said, I'm not trying to look cool during sex.
Absolutely not. I want to welcome everybody to the Black Dads Club. I am your host, Gavin, aka Coke, aka whatever you want to call me. I'm officially old. We're going to get to my birthday in a little bit. I got your boy, Pastor Mike. I will be dropping my mom's audio call because that is hilarious. Every time I listen to it, everybody has wrote me about that clip. Literally, everybody. I've been getting calls all week. Yo, did you hear your mom? Even my cousin, who I didn't know listened to the pod, was like, did you hear Auntie? I'm like, did I hear it? I answered the call. I want to welcome y'all. I think it's 1:39. I got to check. Somebody check it in their car with me. Let me know right now. I already think I got the title. I think the title of this episode is going to be called It's the World's Fault.
Huh.
And y'all going to see, because just know Amanda Seals is coming up next. And it's just the world's fault. Everything is the world's fault, what I'm figuring out for these last week. This episode is brought to you sponsored by NoGrease Premium and Northlake. Please go check them out. Definitely when you go in, especially at the Northlake location, if you go inside, they got little coupons there. You better check and see, man. But please go there. First luxury barbershop in Charlotte, man. Shout out to them. Shout out to the love. I really, really appreciate them. May 17th, if I got that Friday correct, we do have an event at Alpha Male Nail Care. Please sign up via their Instagram page. Please sign up.
If you can't find us, DM us. We'll get you over to it.
Absolutely, because we need guys to sign up. Stop playing. Y'all need to come over there and find you a lady. This will be a little speed dating, which is going to be funny.
Fun times.
Fun times. You know I like a good dad tip of the week. Shout out to Mike for getting it for us. Hold on.
Well, it's a sponsor segment place, so we got to make sure we get it in there every week.
Yeah, absolutely.
We got to make sure we get it there every week.
I was thinking about it. I was like, damn, we got this whole thing and I got to find it. You know, this pod is funny. So my wife was clowning me because I'm like, yeah. She was like, yo, you getting your work turned around real quick. And I was like, yeah, to do what I want to do, as far as this pod and other stuff, I got to get the business straight. Even though I think I'm going to miss my business goal by $2,000 this month, which is tough, but I paid all my bills, so I don't care.
May?
Let them daddies,
April.
Let them daddies tell them no. Let them discipline
you say
them.
it all the time.
I say it all the time because I just see where I went wrong as a mother with Amira. Like it is so hard to retract. It is just easier to be mean a little bit than be nice.
Yeah.
Because I realized a long time ago, but it was just too late. Like just going into Target, and every time we go into Target and she just asks for anything.
Don't let your girl take your kid to Target. That is the dad tip. That's not really the dad tip, but damn it should be close.
Hey man, I'm pretty guilty of this. Like what she was saying. It's like when we was kids, we were told no a lot of times because our parents couldn't afford it, right?
Yeah.
And now we're in the suburbs, and it's like, yo, we can't afford it, so I know I don't. I'm not gonna speak for anybody else. I don't say it's no as much as I need to. I do say no, but I am guilty of not making my son earn it. Like he wants it, and it's just like, okay, if I can get it, throw it in Amazon cart, send me the link.
Yeah.
And I'm grabbing it for him. I got to do a better job of making my son earn the things that he asked for, because that is a bad habit. I am guilty of it. So the dad tip of the week is, when we are, we have been blessed enough to be better off than our parents. We got to make sure our kids earn all of the trinkets that we're getting for them.
That's interesting coming from you, because your son is older than mine.
Yeah,
by 8 years. So I got a 2-year-old, and dude, this morning I had to put my foot down. This sounds so kiddie like. So when we get to my birthday, because my wife is back in Texas, so no wife. And so I'm getting ready this morning, and Mike knows, I don't even think you recognize it, but my kid loves Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Sunday, he didn't have a Spider-Man shirt on, but he has Spider-Man shoes. He wears Spider-Man shoes every day. He has every outfit you could dream of in Spider-Man. If you ever want to get him something, just get him a Spider-Man anything, and he will be your friend for the rest of that time. And this morning I was like, "You not wearing this? I'm tired of because I'm washing clothes so much because even though he has a bunch of outfits,
he just wanted to wear the Spider-Man one.
And it's like he only wears Spider-Man in bed.
Yeah.
And then so in the morning, this morning he's losing it, crying, and he's just like, "No, I'm not wearing this shirt." He got it on, he's crying, and I just if my wife is there, sometimes she's just like, nah, but most time both of us, not even her, is just like, yo, put it on. Let's swap your shirt. I don't feel like hearing you cry no more. And it is one of them things where this morning I was just like, nah. So I get your earning thing, but I've been getting more of saying no, because now when he goes to my father's house, my parents' house, he goes to Karina's people's house. It's like, I don't want them reinforcing or becoming just a pest to them.
Yeah.
And it's tough, man.
It is tough because it's your kid, right? And it's like, yo, if it's in my power to do so, why not do so?
Why not? I bought you the clothes. Why not let you wear it?
If that's what you want to do, and I get it, but it's not. I think it's nothing wrong with giving it to them, but I do think that we got to start attaching conditions to make sure that they understand. Because in life, no one is going to hand them stuff the way we're handing them.
Facts.
Right. So it's like, she had a solid point there. I want, even though that was the ladies talking. I think that was a solid dad tip of the week, because I know as dads sometimes we do play bank sometimes.
Oh, some.
yeah, we play bank, and it's like, yo, there's nothing wrong with making our kids earn it. So dad tip of the week, if you're like me and you're just carding it, hitting submit, make them earn it a little bit.
A little bit. Mother's Day is coming up, fellas. Get them gifts. Go ahead and start working on them. I don't know what I'm getting my girl. I'm over it already, but whatever.
Luckily, my mother she's in the plant. She's always been in the plant. So I've always had the cheat code that, I just got to show up with a plant.
Yeah, my mom is
a plant, something. Now they're not as cheap as they used to be. Plants used to be inexpensive.
Bro, the fake plants is super expensive.
Dude, plants are like $40 I'm like, what? Flowers?
Mike,
this not even gonna last all year.
I try to get a fake tree to put up in here just to add some texture.
Yeah.
Now I was like $100 for a fake bush. Get that shit out of here.
Yeah. Plant prices don't went up.
Luckily, my mom, she is the queen of yo, I know it's your birthday, but here's what I want. So I'm gonna send you money. It's kind of tacky, but she from Florida, so I gotta let it rock, right?
Florida people coming up.
Florida people, look.
Coming up.
Here it is. This is what I want. Speaking of Florida people, like you said, if we did 2 pods a week, we would hit more topics. However, even our board today is kind of bare because it ain't really much that's going on. Plus, we both been working. But the biggest talk of last week, the end of last week, was Amanda Seales. For those who not know, Amanda Seales is a singer, an actor, a comedian. She's just an entertainer.
She's talented, man.
Super talented.
She could do it all.
Yeah. And so one of the funny things, she damn near like the female Jamie Foxx, if you think about it.
Yeah, that's good comparison.
Yeah, comedy, singing,
so
you can act.
Jamie Foxx is probably easier to work with.
It ain't no probably.
This is true.
It ain't no probably.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jamie. Get well, man. And I love how your family is still keeping you under wraps, which is beautiful. Amanda Seales went on Club Shay Shay, a show that is just, you know what? And I blame you, Cat Williams. A show that has taken off since Cat Williams. And the reason why I blame Cat Williams is since Cat, everybody wants that Cat moment in interviews.
Facts.
And people now, Cat Williams told Shannon, he said, this is going to be a place of truth. And people are going to run up here to tell their truth. And it seems like people have found a way to go there and tell their truth. And also trade it out for let me shit on some people.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
That was on full display with Amanda Seales, who has for the last few months, the last few years have complained about not being welcome. I've said, and it's funny because literally 2 months ago, me and you was talking about how we don't really rock with Amanda Seales. And so when this interview came out, I was interested.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. Why? Because actually I think Amanda Seales is intelligent. I think she's funny. I never really heard her sing, even though I knew she was in Floetry. I remember her on Nickelodeon. But I just don't like Amanda Seales. It's something about you ladies, you people. And I want to say it directly the way I want to. Something about you ladies who are just let me shit on you with my intelligence that I just don't personally like.
Yeah.
Dudes, I just ignore it because I know you fighting some other demons. Well, I don't know the demons that the ladies are fighting because I'm not that in tune, but with the ladies, I'm just like, whatever. Especially
when you're intelligent to the point that you're stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like,
facts.
If you don't have any emotional intelligence, like all your, intelligence quotient doesn't matter.
So where you want to start at with this interview? First of all, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
How far did you get in this interview?
I made it to about 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Oh, hell nah.
I mean, and here's the thing. I struggled through it. And about halfway through it, I was like, I should have told Gav take first half and I take second half, or vice versa. I was just like, to try to make it through a full Amanda Seales interview as a sane, healed person, it's just, it's hard.
No, hold on. Let's specify. All of that, but you a man at the end of the day.
Yeah, and then I'm a black man on top of all that. Like it, and here's the thing: the interview came and it coincided with a bunch of other bullshit that was happening in the black community over the weekend, and I was just like, I don't know if I can make it. I don't know if I can make it.
I do watch you fight every day on Twitter, and I like some days. Like, that's why I be going easy on you in our group chats, because I'm like, yo, he fighting the war on different fronts. There's no need even picking at Mike. I'm like, God, leave. Like, so I don't even be right in the group sometimes. I'm like, yo, Mike is going in on live.
Yeah, man. Like, because I love my brothers, right? So here's the thing. I empathize with Amanda because I think there's something that Amanda loves, right? Now, I think she makes it to be the black community. I disagree.
Okay.
I disagree. I don't know what it is that Amanda loves. I mean, I have an idea, but I don't want to speak for her.
Okay.
I think she loves herself.
All right. No, that was on full display.
Yeah. But when it comes to when it comes to my brothers, man, like, yo, supremacists, no. Misandrous, no. Like, you're not going to get it off in my purview. And like, I will approach a bigot, right? And you could be big, and I'm just like, all right, well, what's your real question, right? Like, you're not going to offend me by just saying, black people are niggers. That really ain't going to do it for me.
Yeah.
I grew up in the South.
Yeah,
like,
in the country.
Okay, are you gonna fix my brakes or not? You know what I'm saying? Because I know at the end of the day, you're gonna want to get this payment, right?
And I got a take.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is Florida really the South? Because they don't act like racism the way Georgia and South Carolina definitely don't.
No,
and Louisiana and Alabama.
The South that everybody wants is Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia. Yeah. That's the Southern where it's like I get the both sides being gentlemen. Both sides have their version of next.
Yeah.
And we have to meet in the middle, right? Like when I go to market, we all have to act civilized no matter how we think when we leave the market.
Yeah, but when we get to them other states, that Mississippi, that Alabama, it get real rough.
Yeah, because the blacks that never really elevated themselves to the point to be like, hey, we got to check some of your ridiculousness.
Yeah, and then Florida they're just different.
I think it's just too hot. I think it's just too hot in Florida.
They weird.
Hot, too many mosquitoes. I just think it just throws people off down there.
Absolutely.
Humidity, got ocean on both sides. I just think people's brains are cooked in Florida.
Absolutely. So let's get to, I only got 45 minutes in. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. After that, I think between that 25 minute to the 45 minute, I think I was just so immune to the first 20.
Well, it was hard because in the first 20, big ups to Shannon for making it through the interview. Shannon Sharpe is a true professional.
Did you watch it or listen to it? Because I only listened.
I watched it. A couple times his face was like,
okay, cool. So let me tell y'all something. Mike knows this. I personally like to listen to podcasts, which is why audio is so important to me on ours. Mike will tell you, I did not play about our audio. I think we've went through like 4 rounds of mics because I don't play this shit with audio, right? Because I listen to podcasts. The audio experience, I can point out in 45 minutes, I can point out at least 3 times, definitely 2 times within like 10 minutes that I felt like they cut the interview to start back up.
So to your point, there's times where they're showing Shannon's face and you could tell it's just silence. And I'm like, I think they edited that. And I was like, it's a really good edit job because I think it was way more silence, way more awkwardness than what we see. And that's why, like, it was either the 9-minute mark or the 19-minute mark.
I think it was both. It was definitely like that 9-minute mark where it was tough.
Yeah, where I was like, Shannon Sharpe is way more of a professional than I've ever given him credit for. Like, it was on display when Cat Williams came out since then, but Shannon Sharpe is a true interview professional. Because I would have shut the shit down.
Absolutely. We're going to get to one part.
Minute, okay, yeah.
Yeah, we good. One of those interesting parts was there was a question. So he has ass on the audio part, right? He literally asked her something. She gave him some asshole review. And then it was just like a sports betting ad. And I was just like, and when they came back, he was like, all right. And it's like, wait.
Yeah.
Go back. I'm like, oh, y'all cut this. All right. Let me get to why I think this is the world's, I believe Amanda is feeling like, let me do this. Sorry, y'all. I got a scatterbrain. Key called me and told me, I talked to Key yesterday. She was like, yo, you still got like a squirrel brain. You be jumping.
Well, let's start with, okay, we can start with her self-diagnosing herself.
Hold on, we gonna get there. Amanda Seales showed me one thing throughout this interview that I want to make sure we point out. She showed me she is a cup half empty person throughout this. I don't know if it came out the last hour and a half that you watched.
Yeah.
She is so, everything is everybody's fault. And I think it started from the very beginning. But yes,
from the time she was a kid and the teacher was racist, right?
And like, so let's get to.
And not saying the teachers can't be racist. I definitely had a racist teacher, but
me too.
You know, but it's not my childhood.
So let's get here. Amanda Seales starts because I believe everything is her fault. I believe that Amanda Seales gave herself several outs throughout this interview.
Her fault or somebody else's fault?
It's somebody else's fault.
Okay.
So to do that, to furthermore that, here's all my outs. Yeah. Let's start with the autism. Hey, I have what's called, she says she's autistic. She's on the spectrum, what used to be called Asperger's, that they no longer call it. So I don't know the proper name. They changed it to. I know a guy who I used to work with at the Ritz-Carlton who had that, and he was number one in his class in his college. My wife, I remember he said something to me out of pocket one time, which was racist. It was during CIAA time. That's when white people just love getting their racism off. And he said something to me that was racially motivated. I'm gonna put it like that.
Yeah.
And I remember I told my wife, she was like, yo, you know, he has whatever. He has Asperger's. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is that? She breaks it down to me. And I was like, oh, no wonder I said off. She said, nah, he's number one in our class. She said he's going to be speaking at our graduation. He is extremely intelligent. And I remember I went around the job. I asked people, they said, yo, no, bro, he's like that. He's known around campus as the smartest person on campus as far as our class, right? And so I thought that was beautiful because Amanda, with that knowledge that I have and her saying that, you're telling us that, hey, it's a reason why I can't read rooms. She said that. That's her words. Mm-hmm. I didn't know I was getting into a fight until I got punched. She said she can't do that. But also, I'm super intelligent. She's letting you know at the very beginning, I have an issue. I am on the spectrum, but I'm super intelligent. That is my out. So if I can't read the room here we go.
Yeah.
I thought it was beautiful for Amanda Seales to get on her live later and say, nah, I ain't want to pay the 20 grand or the 10 grand that the doctors, Amanda Seales got 10 grand.
Of course.
She has the 10 grand for a doctor who actually went to school for this because we're going to get to the part.
There's doctors that would do it for free because she's Amanda Seales.
Look, for her to say that, nah, I'm so intelligent. I diagnosed myself to give myself an out. I thought that was just the most evil genius shit I've ever saw in my life.
Well, I mean, that's typically what a master gaslighter or manipulator will do.
Facts.
Like they're going to set it up to where they can always have an out. And it's amazing that she can self-diagnose herself with autism, but she cannot self-diagnose herself with narcissism. Because she's obviously a narcissist. She's obviously this was probably the cleanest display I've ever seen of a me. At one point in time, for like a 2-minute point, she was talking about something, and I just wanted to count how many times she said "I" in that 2 minute. It was double digits. I just stopped because I was missing them because they were coming back to back to back.
Bro, y'all put in the group chat first, and I hadn't seen the interview. Y'all was the one who told me the interview was happening. About the racism in the classroom.
And I have zero doubts that there are racist bigots in Florida, right? Like, we're not defending the state of Florida.
Not at all.
We're not defending the state of Florida.
I thought that it was disgusting that she didn't like the pushback Shannon gave. And it's easy to label, say, yo, y'all are men, y'all don't get it. For me, I look at interviews. We get criticized. Me and Mike have had meetings when people go, yo, y'all agree too much.
Yeah.
And we like, all right, bro, we got to switch it up. We're going to argue. I'm sure we're going to argue about something because Kendrick Lamar came in and whooped y'all boy ass, and we're going to get to that.
It was all right.
See, we going to argue.
It was good. It was good.
So, I look at that, right? I look at all right, cool. Y'all are having a dialogue. We're just talking.
Well, that's the thing. Like, Shannon's show is a show where we're just coming in having conversation.
Facts.
We don't have to agree or disagree, which I think was Shannon's point was like, yo, we don't have to have the same point of view. We're trying to get an understanding of one another.
Facts.
And Amanda seemed determined that her point of view was going to be the only point of view
that mattered.
Right? It wasn't going to be Club Shay Shay.
Nah.
It was Club Seals for the day.
Absolutely.
And no.
And, bro, the world is her fault. How do I say that? I go to college, and the first day I show up at college, my name is ripped off the door and is on the floor. And these girls didn't like me, and there's 7 of them in the room. So
never met you.
Never met you. So what I did was I bought a bottle of tequila and was like, everybody shit on Amanda Day. I was just like, who does that if it's not just about them in life?
Someone that's trying to have self-pity, that's a narcissist that want to make it about themselves,
bro,
right? I'll make it about myself good. I'll make it about myself bad, because once I become a victim, now I can say, well, this is why I treat you the way that I treat you. You did something to me, I'm going to do it to you.
My favorite part of the interview was, this is Mike's about to call her a narcissist again. Yo, I love people that are educated. Yesterday, Monday, I went to High Point, took pictures of a young man, excuse me. I get there, bro, and he's one of the little dudes who used to be at church with us, right? Yeah. Growing up. And he's getting his doctorate. And I just was like, I looked at him and I go, bro, be proud. Like, he grew up in a single mom home, and his mom didn't play. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, man, it was a time in my life I didn't know if I would be here. And I was like, nah, I never thought that as a kid. I said, however, I am glad and grateful to see that you are here, because I remember people we went to church with who ain't here no more.
Absolutely.
Like, you know what I'm saying? It's tough when you grow up in the church and you run into somebody you went to church with and you like, dang, because we go to church a lot.
Yeah.
Right? Despite what y'all think. It's crazy when you like, damn, we hear so many hours a day.
And all our churches was in the hood. I mean, I'm talking about
all of them.
I'm talking about Reed Street, 200,
bro,
Floral Circle,
bro,
in Williamsburg, like
it's
Mullins, where Charlotte, what's the road?
Well, it was off of Betty's Ford.
Betty's Ford.
Matter of fact, when we got the bigger church, we were still off Betty's Ford.
Yeah, so it's like these are people that you're growing up with. So even though you're growing up in a structured, disciplined environment, everybody that's there is actually dealing with, real life stuff when you're not at church.
And I say all that to say, seeing him and being proud of him for getting his doctorate, shout out to Desmond. It's not hard. When you talk to people that are super educated, they educate you.
Yeah.
When you talk to the people who ain't about themselves, he was talking to me about biology, and I'm looking at him like, bro, I failed biology for 9 majors 3 times. But he's explaining to me how it works. Something that got to do right
in a manner of help, right? Not in a manner that you're stupid.
Let me let you know that I am more intelligent than you. If you don't believe what I'm talking about, listen to this interaction. It might be a little bit long, but I promise y'all. Let's
definition of narcissism before you play it. So let's just see if any of these fit, right? Narcissism. Personality qualities include thinking very highly of oneself, needing admiration, believing others are inferior, and lacking empathy for others. Let's just see if any of these fit.
And skiing and shit. I'm in Colorado. I'm just getting a whole other experience. And, for all intents and purposes, and I just want to also just bring this to light for you, because this is going to be a theme throughout this interview.
Okay.
I am a scholar of race.
Okay.
I'm not just someone who experiences it. Right. I'm a scholar. I'm an academic of race. So I see the world through a particular lens because I am skilled at doing so, and because I'm an expert at doing so. Like, my master's isn't just in African American studies. It's the fact that I was taught by some of the greatest thought leaders of our time. So when you hear me say these things, I would just like to ask that, because you have someone who is an expert sitting in front of you.
Wait a minute.
This is his show, right?
But you got an expert sitting in front of you.
Yeah, on your show. On your show. I mean, we booked you because you were somebody. We didn't book you because you were nobody.
Yeah, but we didn't book you because you were an expert either. Let's be real. Like nobody brings Amanda Seales on there unless it's CNN, NPR, blah blah blah. They're not bringing you on there because and sometimes those places just want to coddle to a demographic, so they go get the hip hop artist or the R&B artist.
Well, she is a hip hop artist or R&B artist,
exactly.
Right?
Why sometimes you might be in those spaces.
Yeah.
But hold on, I just thought that was interesting. Mind y'all, I'm listening to this part on 85 doing 80, and I almost just ran into the median. But hold on.
To just consider versus be combative, because there may be an opportunity here to see something differently because you have someone with you who is not just experiencing race, but is also examining. And there's a different intellectualism about that.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? Different intellectualism about that. And I say that also because that's why I went and got my master's. Okay. I went and got my master's because I know that we live in a world that loves to try and find ways to undermine black people's minds. They love to find ways to undermine black people's intellect. Look at this DEI bullshit.
Okay, this
DEI bullshit is trying to state that in order to include black people, we have to lower the standard.
Hold on.
Which is unconscionable. Because if black people with no schooling were able to fill these fields, lowering the standards about expanding the opportunity. So I went and got my master's so that when I am in spaces and I do bring up race and I talk about these things, it's not just based on experience, it's based on actual study.
Give me 1 second, y'all.
I'll also ask that because if I don't see things exactly as you see them,
I don't expect you to.
Don't take it as being combative. You see things one way, I might see it a different way. That doesn't mean I'm being combative.
I would say it's combative when there's a undermining of how someone sees something.
But why are you trying to undermine how I see it?
Because it's my experience.
Okay, well, I'm telling you, I don't know my experience. But I'm saying, see, you take it as if I don't agree with you, I'm being combative.
No, I don't. I take it as if I have an experience and you're telling me that my experience isn't what it is.
No,
You're telling me that my thinking somebody is racist who I was in a classroom with for a year.
Oh gosh, are we going back to that?
And so right after this, there's a sports betting ad. And so they go on for a little bit. I didn't please go watch. Well, don't. It's go to 30 minutes. It's right at the 30-minute mark. The reason why that's beautiful because it's like
I call it painful, Gavin. Like, this is beautiful.
Bro. I told Karina, because Karina was like, are you not going to listen? I'm like, no, actually, I was bitching about Mike. I go, yo, Mike said I got to listen. And he right. And she said, what you going to do? I said, yo, I started it. It is a train wreck, but I have to keep watching because it's so bad. This interview in 45 minutes, I was angry.
Yeah. So that's what a gaslighter does to you though, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it gets you to the point where you're frustrated because you're like, none of what's being asked is being answered, right? Even when he asked her the question, because like the autism thing was how I caught wind of the interview. Mm-hmm. So I went back to make sure I listened to that part because I wanted to hear what she said. And when he asked her, so you've been clinically diagnosed.
Oh, bro.
She pivoted to how people that have autism
are diagnosed.
That was great. And of course, right? Like I'm a little bit triggered, not because I'm talking to Amanda, because I've had this conversation with a significant other where it's like, yo, I'm like, hey, you know, how is the salad made? And it's like, well, lettuce grows here. And it's like, no, how do you want your salad made? Well, tomatoes are grown. And it's like, yo, because you're including ingredients of what we're discussing, you're pretending to answer my question. And that is infuriating, especially the people that are actually as intelligent as you.
We have had people on this. If you don't believe me, please, some of our favorite listeners, shout out to Mod of Active Dads, who either have children or deal with people on the spectrum. And one of the first tweets I saw was somebody who was tweeting who was on the spectrum said, this is a beautiful thing, but it angers me so much. And you should have saw the tweet that came out when Amanda said, no, I did it myself. You should have seen this person's tweet. One of the, let's get to why nobody don't like Amanda.
Well, she lacks empathy. Like she is a narcissist, right?
Bro.
No one gets along with her. By the way, let me finish reading this. It says that if medical care, see a doctor if you struggle with work or personal relationships. Does that sound like anybody?
Her. Bro, the whole Issa Rae thing, disgusting. Especially when, I ain't gonna lie, I was excited because I watched Insecure. I quit after season 2 or 3. I can't remember.
I watched it all the seasons. You know what's crazy is Amanda Seales was like the character that I enjoyed,
bro,
watching on the show.
My wife will tell you I loved Amanda Seales. And she did kind of play an asshole on there, but I like that because it fit her, but she played it so well.
She played it well. Like, she did a great job.
My thing is, when we beefing, if nobody know we beefing, shut the fuck up.
It's just between us.
Shut the fuck up. Because
between us.
When we beef, let me tell y'all something. It's photographers out there who I don't rock with at all. I saw one of them the last couple weekends when I've been on the shoot. Like, we don't rock. But you know what? Hey man, what's going on? How's the kid?
Yeah.
Boom. And it's like, we don't get no deeper than surface level questions. To the one photographer who has made it known he don't like me, the nigga can't get booked because it's just like, people don't like messiness because I haven't said nothing.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just acting like you don't exist. The Amanda Seales kicking her back in. You know, I see why Essence say nah. I see why you don't get invited. I see why you played the part. It's too long of a clip.
It's too long of a clip, but
you get to a party and it's like, yo, get the fuck out of here.
So she gets to a party that's ran by, I guess, Issa Rae's publicist, and she was invited by somebody who probably didn't know that she was beefing with Issa Rae publicist, and she comes into the party. But when they see her in there, like the young lady sends security over, right? Like you're supposed to do at a nice party, right? You're not supposed to go get in a fist fight.
Or any party.
Any party, right? Security comes over and say, hey, we're sorry, kind of need you to leave. She's like, why? He was like, I was told to ask you to leave. Now, this guy works here. He has no power.
No.
He's an employee.
He's doing what he's told.
Issa Rae is like, Amanda Seales is like, you need to go find out who told me to leave.
Okay, now you know.
So this guy probably goes back to his manager, right? Whoever's the lead person.
Yep.
They come back, they kind of tell her like, hey, whatever the publicist's name, like she said that you have to go. And Amanda still doesn't leave the party.
She requests that the publicist comes over and tell her she got to go.
The person that sent security to tell you to go, that this person should come and tell you to go. And then she's like, when she leaves, she turns around to say, fuck y'all, whatever scene she's about to make. She bumps into the security guard and then she calls it assault. This is a masterclass on the type of individuals to avoid out of your life. And like, social media has really created, I think she's a classical narcissist, right? But I think on social media, it's created a social media type narcissist, like people that would not be narcissists if social media didn't exist. But because social media exists, like they have all the attributes, of a narcissist. And I think Amanda Seales is a good example of the, smarcists, right? Social media narcissists, right? Of these have to be the type of individuals you really avoid in real life, because what part of her conversation did she ever do anything that just wasn't perfect and she was punished for being perfect?
Or when did she ever make a mistake?
How can you ever do anything to that person outside of basically adoration and glorifying them or deifying them that they'll ever say, you and I are good?
I will say this just to round us up out of here. Amanda Seales, if you didn't know why you don't get invited or get uninvited or black spaces don't welcome you, your treatment of Shannon Sharpe after you left is exactly why.
Or her treatment of the security guards that came to do their job to just ask her to leave. And instead of her leaving, she creates a scenario where she's like, yo, I was assaulted.
Let's look at this Shannon situation like this, dog. You have been on the internet crying that nobody fucks with you for the last couple weeks.
Yeah.
So much so that I remember when Amanda Seales hosted the BET Awards. I thought it was weird that she didn't go the next year. So imagine that. They say, yo, it's a pandemic. We want you to host something, probably because you're on the cheaper end. Let's be real. And then the next year when it's live, they say, no, we're not going to bring you back for a real gig. We're not even going to invite you.
Yeah.
So when you've been complaining about those type of environments and then Shannon Sharpe invite you onto his platform, this is the biggest year. He's on a run, a mad run, and he goes and gets you. He brings you
3 million views, I think, already.
Yeah, well, some of it is because how delusional she is. So when he brings you on, and you know what you do as soon as you leave, he didn't create a safe environment. He tried to you use every trigger word I think there's out there.
Dude, in the middle of the interview, she says she speaks on like giving hugs and not hugging people, blah, blah, blah. At the end of the interview,
She gave him a hug.
She insisted on that.
Bro, so what Mike is talking about is she said, yo, I don't hug people I don't fucks with. She said, she talked about, I think it was Marsha Ambrosia, that she was like, hey, I saw her at a party, we didn't want to speak. She was like, if I don't want to hug with you, blah, blah, blah. Shannon literally posts the picture and was like, she says she don't hug people if she don't fucks with them. Here's us hugging, right?
Yeah.
So that's interesting that you say that's how the hug come about. And then you get online and you kick his back in, you've been kicking it in, and then you want to know, why would the Breakfast Club invite you back? Why would Joe Budden already said it? He said, yo, the reward ain't worth the risk with her. He said, I've had people reach out and say, do you want to talk to her? He's like, no.
Yeah,
it's not.
But because a narcissist create their own world, right? It's main character syndrome,
Facts.
right? And if they're never the antagonist, they're always the protagonist, and they're always the hero. Mm-hmm. And even if there's no one to save, right? Like, yo, there is no house on fire to save anybody out of. What does the narcissist do? They go and set the house on fire,
bro. And
they're like, what do you mean the house is on fire? And you're like, yo, you literally just set the fire.
Nah, I didn't.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I now I got to save somebody.
But now I got to save everybody. Kendrick Lamar has officially dropped his diss track. I want to give a round of applause to me. I told y'all no diss track was coming. Why he had the #1 song in the country. One day after he no longer has the #1 song in the country, a diss track came. If I diss you and it is the #1 song, I'm not freaking. I'm winning the fight already.
That actually makes sense. Yeah.
So the diss track comes out. Let me tell y'all something. I like where this beef is going. I think it was a masterclass on let me show y'all I can really rap. It wasn't nothing that excuse me, I probably didn't play it 10 times since yesterday. I ain't gonna lie to you. Cause I think it's so many different jabs in there that I just couldn't play around with. Yeah. I think titling it Euphoria is funny. When Drake is a producer of a show called Euphoria, which is nothing. The show is about teen sex, basically.
Yeah, I found that unique too. I thought that was some of the rumors on Drake. Yeah, I thought that was definitely a shot. It was definitely a shot.
I think the Jay Prince line in there, I think that was deep, but that's street shit. So.
I got to go back and listen to.
I'm gonna send you the line because it's interesting.
So it was a good track, even though Kendrick he didn't go ham with the baby voices this time. But he definitely showed his technique. I think he said something in there that was kind of unique. It was one of those things where it was like almost, I don't dislike you. I'm doing this because it's good music.
Yeah.
And I thought that was, how deep really is this beef versus, how much of this is, hey, hip hop didn't have a #1 album last year. Mm-hmm. We're going to show them that like, yo, we still here. We want to be here.
I agree with that. I thought that was a warning shot to Drake of don't do what you usually do in beef. Drake is notorious for paying money to get up and dig up bad.
Yeah, to go dirty, down. That's solid.
And so I think Kendrick is letting him know like, yo, if it's not that deep, because it's not, let's keep doing what we're doing.
Let's just keep doing it on the albums.
The minute that Pusha T has said, Pusha T has tapes. Literally, he has played tapes of Drake people calling people like, I got 100,000 for anything you got that could be used.
That's insane.
Meek has talked about that. Artists have talked about. Joe Budden has said, yo, I seen what the money do. There's checks that get paid out to people for getting dirt. Whether that's why Drake always does this thing where every beef, I don't know if anybody pays attention to it. Every beef that Drake gets into, he mentions your wife or your girlfriend. Yeah. Sometimes that beef goes into, yo, I dig into their family.
Yeah, Drake is a little lame for that.
Well, and I think that's what everybody is alluding to in their beef. Yo,
and it's becoming less effective because you damn near gonna have to marry a sex worker in the United States in the next 30 years. Yeah. It's like it's a sex worker economy now, man. Like everybody's pay for play, so there's about to be no shame in it in a minute.
Yeah, so
Ash Cash living her best life.
Shout out to her. I thought that was just super interesting. It is on DSP, so I'm interested to see what the spins is gonna look like. I don't think none of y'all knocking Taylor Swift off of any top 10 spot.
You can't knock Taylor Swift off anything.
The fact that Taylor Swift sold 2.5 million records in a week.
Insane. I always tell y'all underestimate the amount of white people in this country because y'all live in cities.
Absolutely. And I would love to know how much of those albums did the NFL bought? Because if I ain't coming to them games for free. Y'all go ahead and get ready for Taylor Swift at the Super Bowl this year. Jay-Z, it's all right, bro. We know that you have no choice or decision making in this. Y'all get ready for Taylor Swift.
I love Lavender Haze. I actually, that's like one Taylor Swift song I actually like.
I used to rock with Shake It Off, but
it's too poppy.
It is, but I mean, I don't mind it. Other than that, I don't know. I don't listen to Taylor Swift at all. I don't know nobody that's heard this album. I avoided it, but she just not my type.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah, and I'm not watching no award show for the next year. And you know what? I say this too. Beyonce, you can go and pack it up, sister. You ain't getting album of the year, and I feel so bad for you.
She gonna get country music album of the year.
She might get. I don't think she gonna get that. And the Grammys might give it to her because they can't give. Beyonce wants.
I'm not worried about the Grammys. I want to see what the CMA is gonna do.
Oh, you know,
I want to see.
You know what they got to do.
Look. First off, I do not watch any award shows, right? So I don't. The CMAs might be the first award show I ever watched. Bro. I love me a good Southern racism up front
event.
Yeah. I want to see it.
I just feel bad for Beyonce because you want album of the year. Your man has been shooting for you. You have been complaining about it through your man and through friends. And I agree with you. I do think you can't have the most Grammys of all time and not one major award.
I mean, but so gosh, I hate that I'm about to do this. Beyonce is in the era of Taylor Swift, right? It's almost like if you're Charles Barkley, you're in the era of Michael Jordan, right?
Yeah, but Beyonce era started way before Taylor. In this fact, those was probably her best works.
You know, here's the thing. I agree. I think first off, I've never listened to any of Taylor Swift album. I literally know one song, maybe two.
I only know one.
Yeah,
I ain't even know Lavender. So you said it was.
You should check. Lavender Haze is actually pretty hard. Beyonce, I know all the music, all right, but it's like when you run into immovable object, unstoppable force, right? Like.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift, the Swifties is such, and here's the thing, I don't know if the Swifties exist without without Beyonce. Because I think a lot of that was looking over there and seeing like, dang, all these girls have this. We don't have this, right?
You know what it is? Now I'm thinking about it. All artists outside of probably Kendrick and maybe Drake, all artists usually make whatever albums they have to do to please their whatever, and then they get their passion projects at the end of their career, right? Beyonce definitely was that. She did when I say popular, she was still R&B, but it was upbeat, it was uplifting. Yeah. Now it's like, yo, I'm on my super black shit. I'm doing the music I want to create.
Yes.
Right? And you're running into Taylor Swift during that when we get the Lemonade, we get the Renaissance, we get them dark albums, we get this, we get all of that shit at the end. But guess what? You got the biggest artists in the world right now.
Yeah.
Selling 2 million. Beyonce sold 450,000 albums in a week. Taylor Swift blew that shit out the water.
You're running against juggernauts. And I think that sometimes it doesn't matter if you're better if they have more, right? So it's like an election, right? Motherfucker get more votes. Doesn't matter if you was better if they got more. And I think that's what she's running into. And I don't think that's a reflection of her talent. I have not listened to her country album because if it's not Chris Stapleton, I'm probably not listening to it. Now I do love the old country stuff. Willie Nelson, because it really wasn't country, it was actually more blues.
Yeah. So
a lot of the old artists, what is my man? Oh, I cannot think of his name. I'm gonna give you his name because he's actually my favorite guy.
I ain't listening to none of this shit.
I did turn on some of the country, so
I turned on some of Beyonce stuff and I was like, this is cool. Let me tell you why I knew it was cool. I always look to the Beehive to let me know what's up.
Yes.
They'll tell you what songs is the hits on the album.
Cash. Johnny Cash is blues.
Yeah.
But they take him as country though, but he's blues.
Well, you know why.
Yeah, he's blues.
Well, if we have a white guy killing in the black genre, we're going to snatch him over here where we even though we snatched this genre, we still running, run this. But Beyonce, I would say that I always look to the Beehive to let me know, and they was quiet on this album. I'm going to just leave it at that. And I thought it was disrespectful. I won't be at the next concert, so I feel comfortable in saying everything I'm saying. I will be at now that last album, if it's going to be anything like a rock or electric, whatever, or if she just gets super soulful, I'm there.
Yeah, if she does a blues album or a rock album. I honestly, I would love if Beyonce's second half of her career was to, go back and take rock. Because I mean, I mess with the old rock. The new rock I don't like. When I say it, I'm gonna say the old rock.
Mike, I don't think she doing music after these 3.
I think Beyonce is always gonna do music, man.
I don't think so.
I think she's gonna. I can't see her doing the Rihanna thing.
I can. If I make so much money and y'all playing me in my face.
But see, this is the thing though. I think she's that much of a creative, and we've seen very creative people not make music anymore.
Yeah.
Andre 3000 is probably the biggest example of that.
Yeah.
But I do think that there's people like Kanye. I don't think Kanye can never not do music. I think Kanye could go a decade without doing music, and then he has to make music.
Yeah, I see
Beyonce being more in that Kanye range than being in that Andre 3000 range.
Bro, I mean, that playing in the face, that takes a toll, bro. It's like, damn, the one thing I want. I remember being younger and Beyonce saying she wanted, what is it? EGOT.
Yeah.
She said she wanted that. And immediately when they did that, it was like, yo, Beyonce never getting an Oscar. It was just like the hate was coming, right?
Yeah.
And you saw her start getting in her movie bags. And I think she started realizing like, all right, maybe this isn't right here for me right now.
Yeah.
But I could see her, y'all keep playing me with this Grammy shit. Like, y'all keep letting me win. It's like when Kanye was telling us, they won't let us do fashion, but they'll give you a Fat Farm and a Sean John. And we was all playing in his face like, what? Why? Why can't you take the Sean John route? Whatever. It's like, nah, bro, I want to be in fashion houses. And then you start realizing like, well, some of us do get in fashion houses, but then you look at Pharrell and it's like, nah, we'll let you host a show.
Yeah, we'll make you creative director, but like I'm pretty sure the richest man in the world right now is the guy that owns the French
Hennessy
group. Yeah.
I mean,
the LVMH group. I'm pretty sure what is it, Arnott or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So to Kanye's point, right? Like, hey, what does it take for blacks to get in luxury? I think he has a solid point, but it's harder because we don't have the unity or the numbers.
Oh, facts.
So it's like, when is someone is going to be more creative enough, smart enough, and have a group of individuals to where it's like, you can usurp that, right?
Yeah.
There's a small group of people in this planet that have figured out how to usurp people that are more powerful than them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, are we not capable of doing that?
I think that's interesting. I just really think after this third one, and plus I will tell y'all this, Beyonce looked tired on that stage, dog. When I was at that concert and I was watching her and I told her, I said, she looked exhausted.
Country's going to be hard for her to take over, right? I mean, I think
she just wanted to show like, y'all can do this. I got the talent too.
I think she could take over rock.
Maybe.
We haven't had, I mean, like, first era of rock was like, 40s, 50s, not even the 60s so much because the 60s start falling off. But, rock kind of made a comeback in the 90s. I don't know if you remember this. You would have been in elementary school. But that was like the Green Day, Blink 182.
Oh, they're going to kick your back in for that.
But dude, that was the 90s though. Like you could not turn on the radio.
Yeah, you couldn't.
And without hearing that type of...
The rock people hate them groups.
They do it, let's see, because they're from that old era. But what brought them back was that era of rock music. So, I mean, you can hate it all you want, but...
Mike could have just said Coldplay. They was going to kill you for that.
That's what brought rock back. And here's the thing though. Once those guys showed up, all the old artists started showing back up because those guys...
They was mad.
I know you hate it, but those guys, they activated you. They brought it back. So, it's like, I wonder if Beyonce can do that in that arena.
Yeah. Or not even that part. I think if you get into that electric part, I think she could really smoke that. And this is the last thing. We didn't have Beyonce on our board today.
No, we really didn't. We're fans.
Yeah,
obviously.
Clearly. I think those artists would love to work with her.
And you know what? Not only would they love to work with her, Beyonce could actually make house music out of all her shit.
Oh, facts.
Her and Jay-Z shit.
Yeah.
Like she could just take Rockefeller's discography and create a whole version of house music that, oh God. She crushed.
Bro, crush.
She crushed.
I'm about to crush my favorite segment of the show. Shout out to Jeff and Brianna. I want everybody to come down to the front of the congregation. Let me put it like this. My super save cousins in Florida hit me up and sent me better shouting music. I do have to switch it out. They was naming our groups. I'm like, who the hell is these people? Hold on. I need y'all shouting. All right. collection plates, $ Black Dads Club. Please visit our website at blackdadsclub.org. We do have the .com. I just got to send Mike the location. This is brought to you by NoGrease Barbershop. It just slipped my mind. All right, y'all ready? Y'all know who it is. Y'all know what's up.
Oh goodness.
I think Tim's a little too harsh. Yeah. His mouth is a little too crude. Yeah. I think it's tasteless. Okay. Yeah. But are we gonna deny people to come to Jesus?
Suspect.
Cause
Okay.
Cause
That's right.
Cause we got people in the dweller community that have given their life to Jesus and stopped having premarital sex and have literally laid down their sex and sexuality to take life vow celibacy if need be to honor Jesus. Man. So if we're talking about transformation,
come on,
maybe you don't like the application and the vessel that's being used.
I'm going to say this. There is a better video that I wanted to share after that. All I'm going to say is, Tim Ross, the closet door is open, bro. You can just walk through it. You can. When the gays is sending me this video like he one of us, then it's time for you to walk out, bro. It's cool. It's cool.
It's cool. Yeah. I hate when people speak from a place of privilege that they have and expect others to be able to fall into that. Like, that's literally what it doesn't mean to be human, right? If I don't struggle with something and someone else struggle with it and I say, gosh, you're not good at this, right? Like, that's actually not the truth, right?
Facts.
It's not because discipline is when you struggle with something and you say, you know what, I'm gonna have the discipline to do this anyway, right? Like, when he's talking about like people laying down their sexuality and they're laying down, premarital sex, right? Look, if you don't struggle with premarital, if you're asexual, you don't like sex, then you don't have the discipline to not, go out and struggle with premarital sex, right?
Facts.
Right? That you don't have that struggle. Someone that actually has that struggle, that creates rules and discipline, they have that struggle. They are doing the right thing. You are not doing anything.
Facts.
So I hate when people speak from that place of privilege. The second thing is, for pastors, these guys do not know the Bible. Paul said it's better to marry than to burn. So to tell people to be celibate, right? And not encourage people to find significant others that can match their sexual drive and then have the discipline to be honest in that relationship, to be able to have whatever type of sex it is that you want, even if it's not monogamy. And I know that's wild, but some people are just terrible at monogamy.
How am I supposed to ask the girl at church, yo, what you into?
That's the way all the freaks at anyway. you just ask. Church is where you ask. That's where all the freaks at. Everybody's sad Saturday morning. Everybody's at the altar. If you're looking for a freak, go to the church, see who's at the altar, catch you at the church. That's the freak.
Y'all already know what's gonna happen to that clip. To my favorite girl, man.
When you decide to walk for God, there are going to be so many people that knew you for years that all they'll have to say is, you can't talk about God now. Look what you were just doing last year. Look what you were just doing last month. There are plenty of people that was just like, you were a bottle girl. Now you're trying to talk to us about God. There are literally people saying that in the comments on TikTok.
No,
and I'm
not.
just like, it doesn't matter what I was doing last month. It doesn't matter what I was doing last year. It doesn't matter what I was doing yesterday. If God in this moment, in this instant, called me out of whatever I was doing before, I can talk about God however I want. You understand? Like,
I love when people are talking to they live and they like, y'all get it? Yeah. I was talking about, my mom ain't gonna make it this far in the podcast. I was talking to somebody, I'm like, yeah, I hate when my mom called me and she like wants me to agree. So she's like, yeah, you get it? And I'm like, no, I don't agree with none of this shit you saying. I clipped that because I have an issue. I've said this before and I've been trying to find a way, and it's like the man upstairs just sent it to me. I'm tired of influencers wilding out and then the next day just picking and choosing. We are watching a doc at home. I'm gonna get the doc to y'all. But my wife was complaining about the cult, right? Yeah. That's going on. And she was like, is any of this in the Bible? And I looked at her and I said, yeah. All of what this cult leader is saying in the Bible, they're just misinterpreting it. Yeah. Or they use it, they twisting it to get niggas to do crazy shit. Right? Yeah. Like this pastor was getting people to beat their kids. Well, one of the people beat their kids and killed them. And that person, they're doing 30 years. And guess who paid for all of the murder lawyer fees, the church. But they said that, no, we didn't tell them. We just said discipline your kid, right? But then they found the tape. Yeah. The reason why I'm saying all this is because the Bible talks about being lukewarm, right? And it talks about, that is just such a dangerous place to be. Nobody is in your comments saying, yo, you was a bottle girl. You can't talk about God. Why? Because nobody don't care.
No, nobody really cares.
But here's my problem. Y'all influencers who suddenly find God, y'all is becoming a trend. And I can't wait for me and Mike to be popping when I play this part back. Please remember episode 139 at the hour mark, even though we got some minutes to shave off. Please remember this part. People are using whatever they can to build big platforms. And when they get big, they are figuring out, how do I do the bait and switch?
Yep.
So you get a Tim Ross, a Michael Todd talking about sex all the time, right? To build a platform for y'all to be there and say, oh, actually, let me 501(c) this.
Yeah, and then we start, and again, right? I think sometimes people think that like we're pushing religion, like not pushing religion. It was just easy for us to call it out before it became popping
because we know it.
Because I mean, like it is becoming something that people are using, and I be doggone, I'm gonna let somebody else use something that I respect, you know, to this level.
Absolutely.
So I will come in, I will spoof you, I will, play on words, right, with Pastor Mike Will, because I need to be on the opposite side of you so people understand what's going on.
What is going on? So people, what they are doing is they are wilding out. And like I told Sis,
what they call it, evangelical pill.
Oh, facts.
It's like, I use God to get you. In the early 2000s, it was prosperity ministries. You know what I'm saying? It was like, hey, come in here, and if you come to this church, you're going to have a Benz, you're going to have a house, and it was all that. And now, that's going away, right? Then it went to the inspirational ministries, right? That was the Joel Osteens and
now we're in the cool ministry.
Yeah, now we're in the cool ministry where we get up here and we talk about, sex, right? We sex it up a little bit.
Yeah. We just raw. We cool and raw.
Yeah. And it's like, you're not, what you're doing is just trying to recruit. That's all you're trying to do. So
for those who do not know what I'm trying to get at, Amani Talks have made a career on kicking black men's back in.
Yeah.
And what did they bring? That brung Massandris in there, that brung black men trying to defend themselves. She's done this all while saying, yo, fuck this, fuck that, fuck this, fuck that. Y'all ain't shit. Y'all ain't fighting for y'all kids. I'm talking like straight up raw. And then guess what happens is now you've had a coming to Jesus meeting, or now you don't want to delete those. It's kind of like when Vlad, he reposts his videos after his interviewee dies. Yeah. It's like, let me monetize. So she won't delete all the negative stuff that she helped build her platform for, because she wants to keep making money off of sin.
Yeah.
Let me put it in her words so she understands. So my question to her, which I put in the comments, is like, yo, why you still benefiting off of kicking black men's backs in?
Well, how many times have we seen this pivot and the pivot doesn't last, right? R. Kelly made a gospel album, right? How long did that last?
Kanye did it, and then he told y'all the next album that he don't believe in God because God turned his back on him. It's
so we've seen the skit,
Tyrese.
We
can go down the line.
We've seen the skit over and over again. So it's like, yo, if that's what you're going to do, if you're going to give yourself, to the almighty divine, feel free. But don't come in and try to flex and say, look at what I'm doing.
Facts.
That's not really the same thing. That's all I'm saying.
I want to thank everybody that helped me celebrate my birthday over this past weekend. Shout out to Mike, who showed up. Like, I told Mike a couple of hours before, and you know what it was? Corinne's like, did you invite Mike? I was like, I don't think Mike would want to come. I was like, well, you know what?
Because I want to come, man.
But it was cool. Mike was in there. None of y'all pressed Mike on his takes. I did.
The kids was there. We couldn't do anything. The kids was there.
I do love how Claire looked at you, said, oh, I know who that is. He just don't have his glasses on. When the Greek woman says, yo, I know who this is, where's your glasses? I thought that was hilarious.
Hey, man, appreciate y'all support.
Hey, it was super fun. I do want to throw Mike under the bus.
Uh-oh.
We told Mike that, yo, our music is better. And Mike brung out the big gun.
I brought out the big guns. They were like, you ain't got nothing for us.
He said, play Robert. And the joke was we was playing people from his generation who created music in our generation, which was a joke. But when he said bring him out, and it was funny because somebody looked in the room and was like, are we allowed to play him? Man, we played that. I ain't gonna tell y'all what song we played because that's a real violation.
Yeah.
And we played a song and everybody sung it.
Exactly. I put out the big guns quick. Like, we're gonna win this one.
You know, it's funny though. I want to shout out my wife who was back out of town. Just for an amazing weekend, bro. She paid for everything. I don't even want to know how much she spent. The reason why, because Mother's Day is coming up, so I feel like I gotta redo it. But I do want to thank her for showing me a great time. And I thought that let me put it like this: married single motherhood is a myth, and I don't give a damn. I'm just here to say it.
I think it's taking a fight.
What's at the end of the pod? I think it's clownish to do that because me and Mike had a joke that we said that I was going to document my married single fatherhood. And at the end of the day, I thought it would be disrespectful and a big fuck you to my wife.
Yeah.
Who is out working.
Yeah.
Doing things for our kid, spending time away every day. For the last 2 months, I know this is too personal, but my wife has been gone. She's come back home for a few hours. Literally one day she was home for, I think, 12 hours and then she fucking flew out, right? And she could have stayed in Texas for 12 fucking hours, but she said, I want to come home and see you and my boy.
Oh man, it gotta make you feel good.
Absolutely. And then, you know, driving her back to the airport. I thought it would be a big middle finger to her to say, yo, I know you're working, providing, doing everything. And I use provide because shit, when she come home, I don't gotta pay for shit. Thank God. You know, and her feeling like, yo, I know you take care of all the damn bills, but I want to do something.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be a big F you to her to make that video, even though she knew the joke, I knew the joke, you knew the joke. But
everybody else wouldn't get the joke.
And it's not even worth the joke.
No, because I care about you enough to whereas the rest don't matter. So I just care about you.
Why do I say single motherhood, married single motherhood? One, because it's real single moms out there who working their ass off.
Yeah.
We know them. Yep. Me and you know them. Me and you have interact with them. I'm sure we have some in our families that we watch really break their backs to make sure that they kids are provided for. I think it's a big FU to them.
Yeah.
Because some of them are single mamas not by choice, whether that's whatever form that got them there, right?
Yeah.
They are looking at them saying, yo, if I had a man working at home who's never there, I'd take that over this shit.
You know what? And you know, I'm gonna throw this out there to any ladies that made it to the end of this pod. Cause I had to get on a couple of my friends about this. This thing of when you hit your mid 40s and you're like, God, okay, I'm ready to settle down. Stop saying I'm tired of doing this by myself.
Yeah.
Stop saying that.
Absolutely.
Because all that sounds like is help me.
Look,
like that's all it sounds like, and nobody's coming over to do that, right?
You're on the Titanic.
Yeah, exactly. People want to enjoy themselves with you. So stop saying that.
The reason why I say it's a joke is because no woman who leaves their husband, to the married single moms, none of y'all get the divorce and start talking about how the grass is green on the other side.
No, didn't they say Tia Mowry is trying to reconcile with Corey?
I'm sure she is. I've never, and I've taken pictures. I've met some of y'all, you know, have came and say, you know what, I was doing everything by myself. You know what, it's just better for me to leave and just continue to do it by myself. Y'all never fucking report back that shit is going great.
Nah, man. Yeah, look, trust me.
Y'all report back that shit is worse.
You definitely need that help. I mean, hell, we opened the pod up with me and my ex almost missed my son's, field day.
Absolutely.
Individually, neither one of us would have made it, right? It took both of us communicating and being like, you got the date right, I got the time right, we got to hurry up and get there. Look,
and so I look at everything, and this is coming from a status that's been going, it's been running around on Facebook of somebody talking about how this woman, she's been gone, she's been traveling, and her man has been doing his job.
Yeah.
I'm calling it what she called it and I agree with her. He did his job. One of the funny parts is my wife comes home every week and she thanks me. Right. And you know what I say? What else am I supposed to do? Now I get what she's saying, and I don't, I'm grateful that she's grateful. But at the end of the day, this is what I'm supposed to do as a man, as a father, as somebody who brought a child in this world, as a man who married you and then said, hey, let's bring life into this world. This is my job.
It's almost sound like you have a role and you know what your role is.
Yeah. Some of it is. Some of that role, this is why I'm telling y'all to get married to people before you have a kid. Yo, I would think it'd be disrespectful to bring a child in the world with a woman and then say, yo, let me make it hard on both of y'all. Where they do that at?
This is why we always say on this pod. We haven't said it in a long time, but yeah, no babies out of wedlock.
And man. I thought it was disgusting when I went on this sister's profile and I scrolled through and saw so many women say, yo, sis, just leave them. Like, it's only our women saying, hey, go ahead and create the broken homes. And to me, it was disheartening.
Yeah, why the whole weekend posting about, I'm not going to do that. Never mind. Never mind.
I just thought it was interesting. And I'm just here to say that, yo, until the divorcees of the married single mom, until the divorcees come out and say, yo, it's greener over here, all this shit is a myth.
Well, you don't hear anything, so you know it's not greener. Because if it was greener, if you think they wouldn't Sierra the hell out of you, bro, on Instagram.
Yo, Sierra was with Future, living with him. Decided that, yo, I gotta leave, found it, and she hasn't stopped telling us how Russell was treating her better.
Yeah.
And none of y'all is doing that. So I'm just here to say, I know it's a myth. And until y'all report back, please report back, because all the reports we're getting, whether it's at the live shows, whether it's in the podcast, whether it's the women we know, they are saying, yo, it is hell.
They got to fix that snarcissism, man.
Bro.
That's what I'm about. I said snark. It's narcissism. That's we're going to coin it. That's narcissism. Got to fix it.
Please fix it, man. What you got going on this weekend? Fuck sports. Phoenix got swept, man. Kevin Durant, we'll see you at the Knicks or Miami Knicks.
Hey, man, I don't even know if I wanted Miami because Kevin Durant seemed like he's bad luck.
Come on, man. We're going to do better.
Draft 49ers. That clip, I wish I had it to play. We build the freaking Duke basketball of the NFL right now. And if you know Duke basketball, you know what I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
Outside of that, I don't know, man. It's supposed to rain this weekend, so I'm probably not going to get any golf in this weekend. Cinco de Mayo, I mean, I guess I might go hang out with the Latinas and see where they at.
They're going to be outside.
Give me a couple of margaritas.
You sound like ass. Shout out to Leggett from USC. Who everybody who's DMing me was like, yo, this sound like Mike on the podcast. Shout out to him for getting signed to the Panthers, man. I thought it was super dope. A couple of his family members used to go to church in Charlotte, so they are really been promoting him. They've been talking about him.
I love Leggett. Love Leggett, man. That's our Southern accent. South Carolina boys, man. And Leggett's like me, college educated.
Absolutely.
Just because we had the accent don't mean that we don't know what we talking about.
Oh my gosh. But I did love y'all was DMing me. He was like, yo, this is Mike. And then I didn't know.
I don't think I'm that bad.
You're not that bad, but it was that day when we were trying to say caricature. Whatever. Right?
Yeah,
we tried to get it out.
Y'all got us on that. And I'm glad y'all got us on that, man. Look, I'm gonna tell you, when y'all do hate a little bit, it stings for a moment.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna be honest, I do appreciate it.
Yeah, Darnell happy. I gotta go get my hair cut more often.
I do appreciate it, man, because if we was a huge pod, we'd have to pay somebody for that kind of hate. We have to find a consultant.
Absolutely.
So I don't like, point out the little stuff so when we blow up, man, we'll have all that stuff fixed up. So even if you're doing it out of hate, I don't care. Appreciate you.
We don't care. I want to thank y'all for listening, tuning in. Please go check out NoGrease. Please go check out Alpha Male Nail Care. I do need to come in and get my nails done. That's the next thing I gotta fix.
I'm at the holler. I need to do something with my feet. It's summertime about to be at the pool.
See, man.
I don't even want to be that embarrassed in front of Sheena though. I know she gonna say no to me. But
I told Sheena I gotta get my shit fixed first and then come see her. And Sheena know what's up, man. You're not finna have me on there and you gonna put my feet out like Shaq. You ever seen Shaq feet?
Yeah, I saw that. I actually saw that whole stupid clip and I had a problem with it. I am not the biggest Shaq fan in general. Like Shaq the basketball player fan. Shaq the man. Not the hugest fan.
Over the last 10 years, I've been feeling like that.
Yeah. But one of the things, like, he was like, he paid her $1,000 because, and all right, for one, all right, that's good for her, right? Mm-hmm. But this is the same guy that says for his kids, I'm rich, you're not rich, right? Mm-hmm. And that he's frugal with his kids. But he tells a story where the salesperson convince him to not buy one, luxury car, but to buy 3 just to show he had money. Right? He actually didn't get over on that one, son. That's a misunderstanding of what occurred that day. You got baited. He got you. Bro. And it was the same thing with him saying like, hey, I pay $1,000, to get my toes done, and I've been getting them painted for whatever reason I forgot. He's love the show on TNT. I don't know how they're gonna do when it moves over to Amazon. I hope it stays together. I hope they move it, or I don't know. Maybe TNT will do the show and Amazon will pay them and stream it. I don't know, but I love the show. I love the basketball player, but sometimes as men, I'm telling you, man, it's like beards, tattoos, and dreads has started to hide a lot of emasculated men.
Shaq was probably my favorite player because he was just a bigger. When I say favorite, it's Jordan, Kobe, KD, then it's Shaq.
Yeah.
And Shaq was always, he just became my favorite because he was such a bigger character. I couldn't imagine somebody that tall and dominant. And I'm a kid watching, right? Over the last 10 years, Shaq has showed me that he ain't nothing but a hater. The whole thing of
Papa John's thing when it popped up,
bro. We go back to Penny, that doc.
Yeah.
I watched that doc, then loved it. And the only thing I got from that is, you're a hater. You sitting down with Kobe, you showed me you was a hater. We knew you was a hater when Kobe was there. Now we knew Kobe was immature and Kobe got some stuff. RIP to the GOAT.
Yeah.
But it showed me a hater. The fact that I'm not even gonna talk about how all y'all switched up after he passed. But we know what's up there. The fact that you talking about LeBron and you was mad because LeBron's, I never got to have my family to come here. I never got to do that. One of my favorite hater moments is when Dwayne Wade wins the NBA MVP. Shaq takes it out of David Stern's hands, the hand to Wade. Like, who the fuck is you?
Yeah.
Shaq has been a hater for a minute, and I don't know why it ain't came out, but I am here to say it. But
because we spent a lot of time we call people haters, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we talk about every emotion that exists, right? Happiness, sadness, joy, anger. Like 2 emotions that we never talk about.
What's that?
Envy and jealousy. Like those emotions still exist.
Mm-hmm.
Where have they've gone? And we hide it under hating. We just said it ourselves. You come and hate in the comment section, right?
Yeah.
Because if I was to say, well, it's jealousy, then it's just dumping on, right? If I was to say, well, it's envy, then it's it's just piling on. But if I say it's just hate, we kind of what I'm saying. We don't have to be seen as I can be seen as a hater, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can say I'm a hater. But what I can't say is, I'm envy of you, right? I resent your success, right? I'm jealous of you. I want your success. So it's one of those, like when you talk about Shaq and all those scenarios, there's a jealousy and the envy there, but it's hard to get people to admit that they're jealous of people and that they envy people. I won't even say it's hard to. I would say it's damn near impossible to. I've never heard anybody say, I'm jealous of you. Or I've heard I envy you, but it's not used in the sense of resentment. It's like,
they like,
I wish I had what you had.
They're like patting you on the back.
Yeah, they're patting you on the back for it. Like, damn, man, your woman's bad.
Yeah.
but they don't resent you for it. But
like, how this nigga get her?
Yeah, but there'll be somebody out there that actually like hates you because of what you have. So
facts. But yeah,
I don't know.
Hey man, this is y'all long pod. One day we're gonna once we start making the money, we'll get Mike in here twice a week.
Yeah, we got to make a lot of money because Pastor Mike Will still got a good bit of bills.
But Pastor Mike will be working on the YouTube soon. That nigga ain't worked on shit. Remember y'all he told us a month ago?
I was busy, but when I tell you I was so goddamn busy, Q1, like, I mean, I things are just starting to slow down. Like
Q3.
When I say just, like right now.
Hey man, you only got 1 month left.
I'm making excuses. Facts. All right.
We're going to see what you do in the next 60 days in Q2.
Let's see what we got, man.
Hey man, I want to thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you. Please show us some love, like, subscribe, send this to somebody, man. With that, we're going to holler at y'all next time.
Holler at your boy.